into the series. I don't know what map this is. Oh, it's going to be Saguenay, Soldier playing as the Chinese civilization. Bree's going to be playing as the Haudenosaunee.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good map for the Haudenosaunee, especially. We might see a bit of a water boom here. I do know that Breeze is a big fan of it. You can see heading the travois directly over to the fish, over to the water, so not going to be slow at all in doing that. Explorer now moving out. We'll take a look and see what treasures we've got on the map. 75 wood down here to the south. Very nice treasure.
That's beautiful for Breeze. The first treasure you see is a wood treasure, and you're going for a dock boom age 1 or like a supplementary water eco to kick your game off. What a good treasure! He's going to get the crack shot in, but I think he wants to take the first shot, group all the wolves together, and then go for that splash damage type of shot.
Yeah, he's just hitting it down at the very beginning like this. He's not even. He's just rushing it down. He's not even like bringing it out. I think it's a bit of an awkward spot trying to micro it here, just because of the Native American buildings here. If the wolves do hit this, they will reset, and then it just takes a lot of time. And I think against a Chinese player, it's one of those things where you just kind of want to rush the treasure down. But yeah, now we do see the 75 wood coming in, so really good opening for Breeze, definitely. If we take a look and see what SoldieR's up to, he's got the 90 food, so going to be pulling out the Chinese. Very happy with that. I'm looking forward to this. I think that despite the Haudenosaunee having such a strong early game economy, China's almost able to keep up with it when it comes to if they're doing the fast fortress strategy that they most typically do.
Can you check China's wood count? Because I only see one village. I don't see a trading post. He may also be going for a dock play here. Oh, he's got wood available for a second village, but I don't actually know. No, he's going for the dock play. He's also going water.
East Indian, and we are going to have a bit of a water battle on our hands right here. I'm looking forward to it. Let's take a look at his deck, see what he's got. He's got the Team Improved Warship cards. It only provides 10%.
Oh, no, that's not good.
That is not good at all, is it?
I think there's some fire ship shipments in the second age, which could be also quite tactical. He does have the full Khan in age 3. That's an incredible shipment as well. Just such a strong ship, but also provides so much tempo on the water when you do get that bad boy sent in. Gone for the Iron Troop here instead of the 9 Manchu. No wood, so I'm expecting him to age up with the Porcelain Tower. 1k coin is available for potential jump to the Industrial Age with the the Confucian Academy to age 4 for the the Flying Crows, the Guard, Swords and Skirms. I think that's his options available. I don't think so. I'm expecting SoldieR to have maybe 3 to 4 fishing boats, not go too heavy on the eco, put pressure on Breeze's fishing play, because you don't want to let your opponent take full water and full island control as well, but then maybe force Breeze into more of a defensive water play while you can fast industrial behind. So that's what I'm expecting so far. But here we go. Scar. I think I saw Wang Lang was the explorer's name there for SoldieR. Going for a treasure extension. I think Breeze has got it.
Yeah, I think so as well. Breeze definitely stealing the 100 wood away. Going to be feeling very good to get that.
That's so BM. That is so BM. That is almost a taunt worthy. Drop a message in the chat. You'll be so salty if you work to that treasure, then your opponent steals 100 wood. That's huge. He's boat booming as well. That's another 2 boats, really.
Yeah, that's a lot of boat. Oh man. That feels terrible when that happens to you, losing a treasure like that. Wang Lang is going to be putting out a lot of hurt onto Scar, AgeOfKiller's Explorer. I think that he might actually be able to get him down before he gets into the range of the town center. A lot of damage coming out onto it.
Ooh, it's Well, he's already got his villagers into the town center to pick up the Disciple, but that's not. The Disciple doesn't really matter here and there. SoldieR definitely does not want to lose his main explorer here, but I think Breeze is going to be absolutely fine, because if SoldieR gets in too deep, then it is worth picking off the explorer, because the Chinese explorer very, very tanky in the 3rd age as well. No shipments being sent. You're frantically circling your mouse, and you would expect a shipment in the 1st stage, but Breeze is saving this. He's got a plan. He's got a build order. Let's see how this build order develops.
No 3 villages at all. Just going completely for naval. I'm very curious to see what we're going to be spotting out of Breeze right here, because this is definitely something that is never before seen. No 3 villages. Also going up with the Chief as well, so we're going to be getting out War Hut, putting it down on the edge. I'd be curious to see what soldiers are going to be doing in response to it. Obviously going up with the Summer Palace. I would say that 99% of the time, players are going up with the Summer Palace to the second age with the Chinese. Got the dock out now. Got some cheap fishing boats, 50 wood on each of the fishing boats. Let's see what the first shipment is. 700 wood coming in now. 700 wood for both players, well, rather 600 wood for the Haudenosaunee player. So I suspect that is the correct choice. And then no, I don't think they've got access to rendering plant in the second age. So that's probably why you don't see it. But we've got the Travois now moving out as well. Very aggressive placement of the Travois. Keep in mind that that Breeze has no idea that Soldier's on water at the moment, but I do suspect Soldier probably knows about Breeze's intentions, seeing his deck and seeing that he wouldn't have the 3 villages in there. I'd be particularly curious.
One thing I'm a bit curious myself, I've seen Soldier continuously train fishing boats, which, you know, fishing boats, thumbs up, good unit. I haven't seen a trading post being thrown down in transition, and that is usually a smart time to go for a trading post. I think Soldier respects that the Aero player here from Breeze will go map control with the Warhurt, could go for just the 5 Tomahawks from the big button. That's only 500 food. It's quite easily and readily available to go. Going for a corral as well, and actually going for the second military building does suggest some forward-thinking aggression here from Breeze. Is Soldier going to semi-FF? Is he prepared? I think I saw a barracks in his base a while back.
You did indeed see a barracks in his base, dropping down market as well as a village. Going to be planning out and going for an old Han army as well. So really, you know, preparing for his Age 2 play, not doing any sort of semi-FF at the moment. I look at this, I feel so bad for Chinese that they've only got access to the team improved warships. I feel like probably should just give them improved warships as well as team improved warships if they want to run both cards. That feels kind of bad. But now we've got the Kanya Horsemen moving in, potentially picking off a villager. There's a couple of villages that are stragglers. There's nothing to the north. The first villager almost managing to get blocked, but making it inside the town center. Young pikemen coming out. Disciples towards the south, helping secure the polar bear.
Oh, that's a really nice treasure there. That's 135 XP, but plus 50 for the 2 polar bear kills. And the second age explorer with the stun ability, that's an easy pickup. And converting a polar bear to a disciple, so that's a plus 75 food swing as well. That might have been 2 disciples, because he's got 3 of them stood down there. I don't think he's trained 2 himself. Soldier would be very happy for that. Get them back with the main army, and I think Soldier will be very happy to defend with. Yeah.
Interestingly, sending the 9 pikemen from the home city, so he's got 15 pikemen out now. Plenty of Aina going to be able to deal with this effectively, but Soldier not scouting that there is a stable, but nonetheless, he's seeing it now that you can't ship that many horses in the second age as the Haudenosaunee. We'll take a look. See what
Summer Palace batch about to go. I think Soldier wants to try and snare from behind. It's so smart what Soldier's done with the extra pikemen, because Breeze just anticipates a cav weakness. But here come the 2 Chang pikemen and the Keshiks. Breeze is going to go for it, but bit of town center fire. The explorer is not in position, which is unfortunate. But the pikemen just soaking up a lot of damage. Yena's going down to the town center. Chukuna is doing a lot of damage in the background here, and okay, yeah, he kept the pikemen in cover mode to have enough of them survive, so to protect the Chukunu when they pop out. A very safe hold there for Soldier, and I think he's looking to then send Coin as his next shipment and eventually get up there. But yeah, Breeze trying to go for that aggressive, and you're dragging it. I see it, mate. I see it. He still hasn't scouted the dock, so Breeze's awareness of the position of the map at the moment is just, he hasn't got full awareness of what is actually going on. So maybe Breeze is thinking, no TP, he's not aging, I've forced him to stay in H2, I'm in a great position here. But Soldier's eco is looking mighty fine.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fishing boats out, 8 fishing boats now, so quite reasonable. And I like the fact that he's staying close to his his base here, because you know, I would suspect he's probably going to be moving up to the north after this. You got to be knowing that there's going to be a fight. Oh, we've got a bit of a fight. Apologies. We've managed to spot the fight, so the Chokunu are going to be able to pick off the back line, but the pikemen are staying in cover mode just to avoid being picked off. We've now got Wang Lang on the front line, going to be dishing out some damage with those Fists of Fury, spinning around, managing to to take down an hyena there with his Fists of Fury. You got to spin to win with those bad boys. We'll take a look at SoldieR, see if he's got any shipments coming in. We've got the 300 export that could potentially be coming in. Don't think we've got a consulate that's dropped down just yet. The consulate is now going down on the back line, so potentially some muskets going to be reinforcing here. The Kanya horsemen are slowly being whittled down. We've got the 5 disciples as well being trained on the front line as well. Going to be able to deal with these cavalry units, but surprisingly, SoldieR managing to pull ahead.
That's a great fight. That's a great fight. The cavalry are so expensive, and SoldieR's Chukanu Master's still alive. It's just Explorers just tanking all that infantry. The pikemen stayed around long enough for Breeze to feel comfortable to actually take the fight, but misjudging how much damage does pikemen do. I would love to see SoldieR go for the Russian consulate here. Hear me out. Siberian Cossacks and the blockhouse improve. No way. I caught that before we saw that.
You called that before we saw it. You called it. Really, really amazing foresight right there. I'm impressed, Harrison. How are you only 1200 rating?
I'm going to say I've got some really slow-moving and fat fingers, but that's another story for another day. Huge raid, village not yet going up, and denied 100 HP. That will go up, but he's going to pay for it for like 4 or 5 villas, 2 are lower HP. Or he gets it in as well. That is popping off it.
Wow. It was really good timing on the village, but at the same time, really good timing on the Kanya horsemen. Managing to repel that attack now. These are so tanky, aren't they? 285 health points, but 30% range resist is really what does it. So a whole lot of range resist now. We take a look. We've got the Cossacks coming out. So these are consulate Cossacks, meaning they've got that extra 10% hit points and attack. So much stronger than the standard. There's only 4 Cossacks though. No 5 Cossacks, and they've got that beautiful underneath them. Look at that teal underneath them. Reminds me of Milo.
So the Cossacks back in the old game in RE were bugs. They only had 10% range resist, so they're always underwhelming. But now they have the correct multiplier on their range resist. Quite tanky units here. Much stronger cavalry than the steppe riders, but it just complements him very well. Breeze's army composition was just was it Kanyas and Ayenas, no tomahawks here, so Siberian Cossacks enough to pin them down and let the range damage of the Chukanus just stack up here. And the thing is, Breeze is thinking this is a good raid, but actually, if snare comes in, Minutemen being called from the town centre is a possibility. Oh my god, there's action on the water as well at the same time. This is, I think SoldieR can punish. I think SoldieR can punish the cavalry, but also nuking the Explorer all in one, the dock in one hit as well. He's got a great. He's just basically pulled Breeze in and just gave them a massive 1-2 sucker punch on the army and on the sea.
We've got just action unpacking everywhere right now. So the war junks as well. One of them going down. It looks like they're going to be able to take out that dock on the back line. Now got a bit of a push happening on the front. SoldieR managing to isolate this war hut, almost take it down. It's less than 500 hit points. He's got some CKN taking it out very slowly, not allowing that heal to happen. Managing to micro, getting a nice little turnaround. But what's happening with the Tomahawks? What's happening with the Tomahawks? Tomahawks on the front line, sort of just moving and melding, becoming one with the Chokunu. And now we've got pikemen reinforcing, some canoes coming out as well. AgeOfKiller managing to take down. Did he manage? He managed to take down all of the war junks. So the Chinese war junks have been dealt with. Still got 9 fishing boats out for SoldieR. Fight still continues to ravage on land. Both players actually managing to come out in a relatively even fashion. But there are quite a few Kanyas here which are going to be able to clean this up. I do hear units being produced. More pikes coming in. We take a look from SoldieR's perspective. We see the 700 coin coming in. Could potentially be looking for an age up with it, or could just be looking to make more units. Let's do a bit of a stock take. We've got 38 villages at the moment. 39 villages. But that's going to be dwindling down. SoldieR's villager count is going to be dropping down, I suspect, down towards 30, because he's going to be losing 9 fishing boats for sure, because these canoes are difficult to deal with. There are just so many of them. We've got 41 villages for AgeOfKiller. And what's your stock take at the moment? Who would you say is ahead?
Well, now I'm going to have to go back onto Breeze, honestly. If that dock went down with the 2 fire junks and the 2 war junks picking off that dock, I think that SoldieR would be in such a position, because we'd have those 2 mobile warships, the war junks picking off the remaining fishing boats, utterly defenseless, and no way for Breeze to respond unless he went for the 3 privateer shipments. But all that investment there from SoldieR just didn't quite work, didn't get the job done. Maybe it was a bit of the war hut providing some long-range damage as the boats were passing by. Maybe Breeze got in the fishing boats into the dock and sniped off a fire junk before it killed the dock. But I think 2 fire junks and 2 war junks should have done the job. Maybe it was just the 1 fire junk and the 2 war junks. SoldieR's looking to Age, though he can't stay in Age 2 at this point. I think with Breeze having Warheart, that Warheart never went down. He can go for a second one, eventually into TP control. He's got lots of fishing boats. Here come another batch of Siberian Cossacks from the consulate. This is a snare. Oh, he's gone the wrong way.
Wrong way.
The villagers as well. That's awkward. That's 2 villagers likely to go down, and I think Breeze will back off from here.
Yeah, that was I think very well summarized. One of the interesting things that I did note is above the base of SoldieR, we've got a villager who is at the moment just gathering up a sheep. But I'm curious if whether we're going to see something potentially come out here. Maybe a war hut behind the base. Who knows? But looks like they're going to be found out very shortly. The villagers are now moving up there towards the north. We've got. It looks like we're macroing towards an age up to the 4th age, but there's not a huge amount of villagers that are collecting coin at the moment. There's no crates of coin down either. So
look at the war hut.
We've got the fight now breaking out. The Kanya horsemen getting snared up by the pikemen rather. Pikemen now moving into cover mode, moving out of cover mode as well. Really great micro there from SoldieR, bringing them in and out of cover mode. Chokunu on the back line, putting out plenty of DPS onto the Tomahawks that are in melee mode. Cossacks now moving around the side in a wicked formation. Going to be able to get down a snare on any of the escaping units, which is exactly what we see as they head towards the coastline. Looks like they're going to try and get picked up by the dancing canoes on the sideline. These are new dancing canoes. They're definitive edition especially. The Warhunt has been healed up, 1300 HP. It looks like the canoes have gone in and out, or the Aina have gone in and out of the canoes. 5 canoes now on the shoreline, going to be putting out the damage. We take a look at AgeOfKiller's perspective. We see he's got a whole bunch of canyons about to pop out. There's not a lot of anti-cavalry here, so this is a potentially bad pop. All of the Cossacks have been picked off now by the canoes. He's got 2 that are remaining. 3 young pikemen are left, and just a handful of Aina, which are going to be able to deal with this quite effectively. I suspect that this is going to be a cleanup now for AgeOfKiller, but geez, these battles just swing so decisively, don't they? We see, again, the canoes are trying to do their best to get in range here, but not being able to do it. But it doesn't really matter because the Kanya horsemen are just going to be on top of them. A couple of Chukonus now breaking off. And we've got another swing coming in. We've got the Keshiks managing to back up the existing forces of SoldieR coming out of the Summer Palace. And
look at Soldier's food count. Like I thought he was going to take the fight, win the fight, realize the army was sitting by the canoes and thinking, Warhart 5 canoes. If the 5 canoes were a single caravel, SoldieR wouldn't stay there. So I think he may have undervalued the strength of those canoes and just took, to be honest, a not great fight after the fight was won. He's now aging up. And one comment I was going to make was, I'm glad. So when he called the second consulate Russian Cossacks, I'm glad he got a great value with them, because if SoldieR held on to their exports and aged up now, I think with the 600 exports in his bank, that would be enough to call a fort from the Russians. Not a shipment, just a single tech, and they have a fort wagon, and that would be so valuable for having it on the coast, or maybe having it on the southern resources, or having it in your base to allow you to go for a fast industrial. The fort would have given him so much extra stability, and it's probably the strongest point of the Russian consulate, apart from the factory in the 4th Age. But the Cossacks did their job and provided SoldieR the time to go up. But he will have to say goodbye to the water. Cause, he could send a Fukan, but I don't. A Fukan on its own with no support from doctrine units is risky, and I'm not too sure that'd be worth the trade.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. I don't think it would be worth it at this point to send it. You could send it in, and your opponent will respond to it. But I mean, with the amount of canoes that AgeOfKiller's already got, it's going to be difficult to deal with. He doesn't have the water ceremony sent in yet, but he does have it available. And he's going to be able to clean up the water at this point. But one of the things to note is that even though he's got access to the water, he's got these 15 fishing boats, this isn't like a Portuguese water boom. There's not a huge amount of cards that have been invested on this water boom. These are just basic villages. It's not really worth shutting down something like that. But we do see some villages now dying on the back line, down from 56 villages at its peak, down to 53 now. Going to be losing these 2. Some more villages down to the south as well. Got a bit of a fight breaking out. Kanya horsemen on the front line, being taken out. We've got the age up now that's happened from SoldieR. He's sending in the 5 meteor hammers as well as training a batch of Forbidden Armies. Forbidden Army now going to be coming out behind. We've got Tomahawks here on the back line. The push coming in underneath the village as well. The 5 meteor hammers are going to be timing relatively shortly. More reinforcing units coming out from SoldieR. SoldieR's in a commanding position at this point, despite losing out on the water. It definitely seems like SoldieR is definitely doing quite well. Kanya Horseman now going down on the back line, and I think the AgeOfKiller might actually have overextended a little bit here. What do you reckon, Harrison? Oh, the meteor hammers.
It's going to be a trade-off, and that's actually a good fight. Now he's got the reinforcing Keshiks to basically beef up his anti-cav. Here comes 5 more Kanyas here, but I think this should be just enough. What I would say is, I know you can't have every card in the Chinese deck, but the 750 food, 8 Keshiks, 8 Steppe Riders would be a very, very strong card for this moment. I think Breeze has just got enough Tomahawks here to cut down the 5 Meteors, because they were the only Fortress Age units in that entire competition. Everything else was still colonial and just didn't have that strength to stick by. And because he's on Russian consulate, there's no intervention musketeers en route. You could get 6 Cossacks from the intervention shipment, but no, Breeze has gone in, gone back out, killed the army, has the eco behind us. He's still got the full sea control. I think he's got a good split on fishing boats on whales to fish ratio, and Breeze is just staying age 2. He hasn't got any intentions of going to the 3rd age. I could be completely wrong. He's aging right now, but he's just continuously pumping out his Kanya horses and putting the pressure on. Now sending Fish Market to really beef up that fish ego. I'm hoping that he's got at least gill nets on his fishing boats as well. But at the moment, SoldieR's scrambling for. I don't think he has actually. No, he's got 1 upgrade.
Yeah, 0.84. So I think that's the gill nets.
I hope so. Maybe that was just before the fish market came in. But SoldieR, a lot of those villages down to the south are just really being forced back, and actually now the map's starting to run out, especially on his Saguenay, where you don't have a lot of space behind. He's gone for a 2nd town center. I don't know about that actually. I feel that that's It just needs food. He's got the coin mine and the wood, but he hasn't got the food. Kanya's coming by, and he's shipping Changdaos, and he needs them to pop right on top of this army for it to work.
Going to be picking up the Explorer in the base as well, so now the sentries are sitting on top. He's going to be losing out a fair few military units as well. We hear villagers going down. He's got 18 locked in this town center.
Oh, no. Breeze can just run to the coast. This is not good here for SoldieR. He thinks he's going to get a big pickup here. He's with the Changdaos. He'd be quite happy with this. But if things actually really hit the fan here, Breeze has always got that escape avenue. He's always got the option to sit by the canoes. He's just clean up the remaining of the fishing boats, it seems, as well. But actually, the cannons coming underneath. This is as worse as it can get for Breeze here. He's not anticipating. The Chang's gone to the village. I suppose SoldieR needs to get a mass established. But you see he's now transitioned to the British consulate. I think he's looking to send intervention, but he needs to do something because Breeze's eco is just better. And he can't wait for another shipment. He's going in now with the consulate, with the Summer Palace Batch and Minutemen. Changdao's moving in behind, but no consulate units, no other shipments. There could be Minutemen from the North Town Centre to call. Basically calling villagers to tank because he needs just more mass. He just hasn't got quite enough units and he needs to kill this army.
But surprisingly, he's managing to do it quite well. Just a huge amount of swings in this game. It's just, from the very beginning of the game, it's just gone back and forth, and now the Changdao is managing to come out on top. So 10 Changdaos still remaining at this point, and just a handful of cavalry, a handful of Tomahawks left for Breeze. We take a look at him. He's actually getting his gill nets upgrade right now.
Oh my god, so painful. It's so painful. That is, I know a lot of people just don't get their fishing upgrades, and you have to give it the same priority as like hunting dogs. It's a crucial shipment. It's plus 15% on your food and coin for just 90 wood, 90 coin. Surely Breeze can spare that little spare change he has in his bank to upgrade half of his entire economy. And yeah, that can get him going because the scores are still looking good for SoldieR here. That Porcelain Tower is still working. He's gone 3 town centres. He's dropped the 3rd town centre here.
Yeah, it's almost looking a little bit Age of Empires 2-esque with the amount of town centres he's dropped down here. Just really, not giving a stuff. I like it a lot. I suspect he's probably going for this play just because he's cognizant of his opponent still controlling the water. and he's thinking, you know, what's the best way I can deal with this? I can send, you know, the fusion, or I can do 3 town centers. And I guess that's the option that he's elected to go for. So we'll take a look at his perspective, see what he's got coming in. He's just training a whole bunch of villagers at this point. He's got a fair few idols, but he's managed to sort them out. They're on a coin mine at the moment now. But moving down to the south now, keep in mind, when he does put this town center up, he can call Minutemen again. And when you're fighting with so few units, it really just, you know, it doesn't hurt having an extra batch of Minutemen or an extra batch of sentry popping out.
This is just remember, Breeze never caught 3 vills at the start of the game. So for a build order we thought was going to go mass fishing boats, really heavy water eco, he kind of turns on its head and go semi-aggressive versus China with a bit of water on the side. But I wonder if Breeze has even got any wood chopping upgrades as well, because he must have chopped close to about 5,000, 10,000 wood for all his canyon production. I'm seeing 0.5. That is no upgrades. And he hasn't got stagecoach, so all this wood for his canyon and tomahawk production has been chopped, and that is pretty painful. Yeah,
that is indeed very painful, with 23 villagers on wood currently, and only just getting his long line upgrade now. Bit of a raid going down on the back line. The Keshik being taken out by some of the villagers. But this has been a pretty damn crazy game. We're up to 22 minutes now. Breeze still sticking in Age 2. Starting to build up a significant mass now. So an intervention shipment coming in. That's going to be from the British consulate. We see those 9 redcoats potentially going to get picked off by the AENA, but this 3rd town center going to be able to hold. And SoldieR looking to be in a pretty good spot from here. Who would you say is at the most advantageous point right now? Who would you rather be if you were in this position?
Oh yeah, it would have to be SoldieR at this point, because he's still got those shipments. Each shipment he sends now is still good. Breeze is nearly at the end of that shipment cycle, and the fish starting to run out. I think Breeze may have overfished the fish here because he's playing as a native civilization. His units don't cost much coin, if any coin. So actually, he's prioritized the food early on because he needed the food early on. Now all the food's gone. It's just, he's deleted his fishing boats. His food is out at the moment. He's got canoes on the whale instead of fishing boats. A field pick off down to the south around the trees. That's a bit of awkward pathing, but it's just going to keep Breeze entertained while here comes another batch of Minutemen, and actually has the resources now for another batch of consulate units from the consulate. So another 6 redcoats to take that tally to 15. Yeah, I think the fact that the water has finished, SoldieR still has his porcelain tower, and still having 3 town centers, I think the potential growth for economy is right in SoldieR's favor here.
Yeah, I've got to agree with you. One of the interesting things, as you pointed out, he's deleting fishing boats, but he's using canoes on the whales, and the canoes gather at a significantly lower rate than the fishing boats. So definitely an oversight there from Breeze. Potentially losing out on 2 or 3 coin a second.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a significant amount, and it's actually quite a shame to see, because I guess they blend in. Like you would never make that mistake with Portuguese. You're not gonna have like caravels fishing and going, is that a fishing boat? It looks like a big fishing boat for me.
Oh gosh, and I've got to agree with your assessment. I definitely think that SoldieR is in a commanding lead at this point. Even though we might see scores being close, even though we might see the military mass being close, it definitely seems like when it comes from a macro perspective that SoldieR's definitely got the advantage here. It's his game to lose at this point, and it's definitely a possibility, because we definitely see that Breeze is posturing right now, and if he's able to win this fight, he could potentially win the game right here. We've now got quite a significant mass from SoldieR pushing out, heading over onto the right-hand side flank, really just pushing back the Carnia. We'll take a look at Breeze's perspective. No more shipments coming in, because I don't think he's got any more that he can send. Pretty poor macro as well, floating about 2,500 resources. The Carnia now getting on top of the arquebuses at the back. We've got still quite a significant mass here for Breeze. It doesn't look like it's been taken out with, but the Musketeers entering into melee. Now keep in mind, he does have the defender's advantage. He's also fighting underneath a castle and 2 town centers and a blockhouse as well. So it looks like SoldieR's going to be able to hold this push, managing to retain just a very small mass of arquebuses. Meanwhile, we've got him. He's now on rice paddies as well. So nice and close to the town center. Not going to be risking losing these villages to the Carnia horsemen. And I guess it really just comes down to the fact that there's not enough resources in the sea. Like there's That's really what it is, isn't it? Like,
oh, I knew you were going to drop that line at some point.
well,
I think he's not even gathering from all the whales completely. I think he's only gotten 3 whales. Like, there's only 1 whale there not even been gathered up there. So that's 4 fishing slots not being used, as well as like canoes gathering instead of the fishing boats. So that's been a bit awkward there from Breeze in the Water. The maestro of the water play, occasionally, making a little few misjudgment errors here.
Yeah,
we're all prone to them.
Essentially, there's 10 fishing boats that aren't gathering right now. There's 2 here, there's 4 here that aren't gathering, and then there's 4 down here. So it's a lot of wasted coin income. When you compare that this is 0.85 versus 0.29, you're losing 0.56 of every single fishing boat. And if you're not gathering with 10 of them, that's 5.6 coin a second. That's equivalent to 9 villages that aren't upgraded. That's a lot of villages. Like, it's a significant dent in your economy, considering you've only got 59 villages. Losing a couple more now that we're gathering on this moose in a very forward location. Not quite sure what those villages were doing. But now the Arquebusa mass is beginning to build. We take a look at the soldier's perspective. He's got 25 of them.
He's finally going Micha Hammer Chang Dao from the castle, but he really is just cav batches from the War Academy and maybe cav batch from the Summer Palace. The Summer Palace's production of the territorial army was nerfed in terms of timing, and the cav batch was buffed, so that could be a tactical switch. But cav counters Breeze's entire composition here, but the kind of Aenas and the Canyas are trading quite well, because the arquebusiers are not getting a single multiplier on any of those units. So going Skirmisher Chang Dao, it doesn't. Yeah, you remember that last fight? That felt like a fight Soldier should have crushed, but actually Breeze traded somewhat evenly. But behind this, the stronger eco will allow Soldier to prevail in the long term. But 2 batches of cav, game's over.
I felt like that in every single fight in this game. I felt like one player was going to crush, and then it just works out that they've just.
And that was why the Siberian Cossacks worked so well, especially that second fight by the blockhouse. It's just an extra unit composition that he needed. So here come the 4 Micha Hammers, and that should be enough to tank. But it's the Iron Flails; they tank so much more behind. And that's when the Chang Daos kind of go to work. That monk has been out of action for a long, long time, so you're missing out on about 1,000 HP worth of tankage, and the disciples which go with it. I'm not too sure it's even an actual word, tankage, but you know what I'm talking on about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. But both players actually having their war chief and monks down respectively, but we've got a bit of a chase happening now. He's got to be careful, AgeOfKiller, because he is fighting underneath Soldier's town center. He's fighting underneath his village. These are shipment points. Do we have any shipments coming in? We don't have any shipments coming in. A shipment now being sent from the home city, but it looks like it's going to be a pretty big cleanup in the favor of Soldier at this point. I would suspect that it's very difficult.
Yeah, reinforcing cav. That's really nice to see, especially when all the canyons have really gone down. Sending in the double-faced armor, so cavalry HP and cavalry armor increase as well, just tanking out range damage, and all the AI has been cleaned here by the Iron Flails. Multipliers and splash. Oh, here come Breeze.
I wish I could say GG, but you intentionally ruined it by banning ports. Out. So players do have access to a ban that they can apply, and that has been something that has been done here. So Soldier making quite a bit of
come on. That's not a fair fight. You can't challenge Breeze to play, but ban his ports. And well, I guess I wouldn't be surprised if Breeze has banned Soldiers, let's say Dutch, but we need to have some sort of Portuguese action.